What's up, Tsla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this, I want to break down what's happening with the overall market and Tesla. Just know that I am not a financial planner. So Tesla dipped quite a bit. We were at resistance at this 444 area, but instead of continuing to collapse, we got this rejection. And instead of continuing to dump, we actually ended up holding support at this 424 area, very close to it. I mentioned that I was looking for 425 to 430 as our support zone. I was hoping we would hold that. And so far, we are holding. And Tesla is attempting to bounce right now. Actually, the overall market is bouncing. SPY dumped. Now it's getting bought back up, and we're getting closer to being green on SPY and the QQQ. So that is also benefiting Tesla. But why is Tesla in the red still? What news came out that was negative? And can Tesla bounce from here? I'll give you guys some answers in just a couple of minutes. Let's first talk about some headlines. So there's headlines that are negative saying that Tesla's European sales are still collapsing. They're still down quite a bit. The answer is yes and no. So no, first off, because on a week over week basis, the sales are actually up 25% in Europe. So that's good. Week over week, the sales are up. Technically, I did talk about that yesterday. But at the same time, yes, the headlines are correct because year to date, we're still down about 20%. And year over year, we're down 15%. Once again, not the best of news. The sales are still down in Europe despite the fact that we got a strong week. So even though we're seeing the European sales going up a little bit week over week, they're still pretty weak compared to previous quarters. I went over these numbers in my video yesterday, so just keep that in mind. And then the total sales for 2025, like I said, they're still down quite a bit compared to the total sales of 2023 and 2024. We're still down. You guys can see the red line is still down here. So that is once again what I'm trying to tell you. At the same time, there's been some negative news that Tesla has FSD systems that are now in the center of a legal battle in China. 7 Tesla owners have filed a lawsuit in Beijing claiming that the automaker oversold the capability of its hardware and misled buyers about when full FSD would arrive. So we'll see what happens with this. Many people thought that what Tesla was telling us is that the cars are fully autonomous. They never told us the cars are fully ready to be autonomous in every way, shape, and form possible yet. They're working on it, and they are once again trying to develop their systems. However, there are different things that could be argued depending on interpretations and what Tesla has said, depending on when you read like the fine print or not, right? There's a lot of different ways to kind of interpret lots of Tesla's claims. So it does make sense for Tesla to be in the center of another legal battle, and we're going to see what happens moving forward. Is Tesla misleading people? It depends. I mean, some people may interpret things differently. Different people have different perspectives. And some people may, once again, think that Tesla promised different things. Once again, I'm not here to really talk about whether that's true or not. I'm just here to tell you what the facts are, which is that there's going to be a lot of lawsuits going on, a lot of controversy. But the main thing to understand about Tesla is that despite all this, at the end of the day, Tesla is developing FSD, and every day we're getting closer to being fully autonomous, and it's going to completely transform the world. And Tesla's still way ahead of the game despite all this negative news. Now, our GDP revisions came out. They're even better than expected. The market still dipped a bit only to bounce back up. Tomorrow, we also have PCE data coming out. So I'll give you guys a reminder in a couple of hours about that. And for the time being, the market's still holding up quite well. So Tesla's trying to hold this support here. We like to bounce off this lower trend line, reject off the upper one, bounce, reject, bounce, reject. So now we're at support. If Tesla fails at 424, I could see this dip back down to 415 if we close below 424 on the 4-hour close. But if we reclaim 430, if we get back above 430 on the 4-hour close, I could see Tesla attempt to rebound for 435. We could be bouncing off this trend line. But I need to see Tesla reclaim at least 430 by the time we close on the 4-hour. I think the 4-hour is very important for directional assessments. And I think there's a very, very good chance that Tesla will try to get back above 430 soon. Let's see if 424 holds. If it doesn't, we're going to turn more bearish. But if 430 is reclaimed, we should be trying to bounce. Otherwise, we're stuck between 430 and 424. Hopefully, we bounce near that 430 area to get back up towards 435. I do hope we bounce right here. There's a good chance Tesla could bounce if we hold support. So keep that in mind. SPY dipped quite a bit. But what's interesting is that we're getting bought back up. I did tell you this sell-off will likely be temporary. If we lose 655, we're going to be a lot more bearish still. But if we could reclaim at least 658 by close, there's a good chance we try to bounce more and try to fill some of these gaps. So SPY has potential to bounce more. On the QQQ, We need to lose 590 to be a lot more bearish. We did touch 588, which is my first support. Then we just made a full V-shaped move. We're also not that far from being green. We're only 0.2% in the red now on the QQQ. If we could get back above 596 on QQQ, I think we're going to be back to bullish. We could be looking for a big bounce for 600. We'll see if we could reclaim 596.38 or not, but there is potential nonetheless. For the IWM, we have to get back above 240. If you reclaim that, we're looking for 242. There is potential to bounce. ES is bouncing. We're looking for 66.88 to be tested. It could be bouncing a bit more. NQ has 24,668. If that breaks, we're looking for essentially 24,700 next. Bitcoin dipped. It's trying to rebound. I want to see us reclaim 111,500. If so, we're looking for 112,000 plus. Tesla's holding up quite well. Could be looking for the 430s soon as long as we hold key support. On Nvda, I don't want to see us lose essentially 176. As long as we're above this, we're favoring the 180s and we're looking quite bullish. On Aapl, we're looking more bullish. If we end up losing that 250 zone, we would be bearish. But for now, we're holding support, so we could be looking for 255 soon. Palantir dumped and just made a full V-shaped move, which is very awesome. We're looking for a test of 185. If that breaks, we're looking for 188 all over again. AMD dumped to our target of 155, then it bounced. Now we're looking for an attempt for 162 again. Coinbase dipped and bounced. We're going to be looking for 319. Amazon, as long as we're above 220, we're going to be looking for 222 plus. Meta dipped all the way down to about 746, then rebounded. So we're looking for an attempt for 760. Google could be looking for 248 to 250 as our resistance. Then Microsoft is going to be looking for essentially 510. So we'll see how it goes. The VIX pumped only to reject. So will the VIX continue to fall? It does look like it's going to fall more because the market looks like it wants to get bought back up and continue to push. SPY and the QQQ have potential to bounce. That is significant because it's helping Tesla. Tesla's also trying to bounce now. I don't want to see Tesla lose 424, and I want to see us reclaim 430. If so, if we reclaim that level, yes, Tesla can bounce. So keep that in mind. We're holding up quite nicely, and I think we're doing a fantastic job. So that being said, the last thing I want to say is that Tesla has this channel. So make sure you pay very close attention to this. This is what Tesla is doing. We're in our channel right now. We're in this range and support is holding up. So let's see if we can reclaim 430. If so, I'm going to be looking for a nice bounce, especially heading into tomorrow with PCE data coming out. Tesla's also getting dragged by the overall market. That's why I go over SPY and the QQQ a lot. Not only because people want to know about them, but it's also because they're very impactful. And you could see how the market tends to move in unison. Tesla dipped with the market. Now it's bouncing with the market. So we're moving very similarly. Hopefully, we could reclaim 430 to bounce more. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, that's it for this one. I thank you all so much for listening. Have an awesome rest of your guys' days. And I'll be back very soon with another update in just a couple of hours. Until then, I wish you all nothing but the best. Take care, guys, and peace out.